Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. How's everybody doing? Welcome back to another stream here this morning. Hope everything is going well for you guys. Looks like we might have a little bit busy of a morning on our hands. As you guys know, the market's gapped up pretty well this morning with the news, with China, Trump, 90-day halt on tariffs. All that's playing a role on all the stocks gapping up here this morning. So you're probably seeing the markets gap up. You're probably seeing Netflix, Amazon, Nvidia, Google, pretty much every big name stock there is on the market. Most likely you're seeing those gap up this morning. So a lot of people are very bullish on the day, but I am staying kind of borderline bearish just because we've already been moving bullish for a couple days now, and we just shot up straight into resistance. So in my mind, it kind of makes sense that we'd actually start seeing some selling pressure come in on the market. Good morning, William. So I'm going to get into sharing the screen here for you guys. Okay, so let's go over to the market for one. So this is the market. As you can see, it's pulling back this morning, so I'm not surprised. Again, look at this right here, 180-day chart. If you look at a 180-day chart, you can clearly see the market just triple top, sorry. Look at that. So there's a triple top right there. 1, 2, 3. So for me, the likelihood that we see the market pull back and start selling off is greater than going higher right now. Okay. So yeah, there was a lot of strong news, right? 90-day halt on adding any new tariffs. There's some deals being made with China as far as what it seems. The market gapped up like 4 points. It's selling off. We triple topped. It all makes sense. So personally, I think don't get overhyped up on this whole trade war news today. Do not fall victim to the hype. Still play the technical side of it, and the technical side is basically pointing and screaming at bearish right now until price action can break over 281.55. Okay. But trade talk. Yeah, so the market going a little wild this morning. All right, so now we're going to go into look at NBEV. All right, so NBEV, let me actually delete some of this stuff off. NBEV, if you guys remember, we said put it on your watch list as a long on Friday, I believe. Maybe it was Thursday, maybe Thursday and Friday. I can't remember for sure, but as you can see, NBEV has now broken out. I missed the big pop. That big move that you see here on the chart, that's what I was hoping was going to happen on maybe Thursday or Friday, but it happened pre-market today at like 5, 6 in the morning, so it was basically pointless. So right now, NBEV did break to the upside. It did break out. So that's the problem, though, is it already broke out. But I think there could still be some movement on it to make some money. So here's the thing, is you see it broke out and it ran right up to $6, which is the previous resistance. So it already broke out and ran right into its resistance, and then it sold off. So for me right now, definitely going to be having NBEV on watch just for the day. Maybe it turns a little bullish, it retests $6, maybe it goes over $6, but it already really broke out and hit its resistance. So that's kind of where I'm at with NBEV. If you look at it pre-market it bounced at 513. So 513 should be marked off for resistance. It had a high of $6 and it now has a lower high. So you should have a trend line going from 6 down. And now that kind of gives you your channeling area that it's going to work within, or it's going to be breaking out of. So for me right now, NBEV is just one to keep on watch, but don't get crazy about. Okay. To the gentleman asking about CGC, yeah, so CGC, it's been pretty stagnant. I think it's gapping up this morning. I looked at it earlier. But yeah, I mean, if there's strong news, you might as well follow it. If it starts turning bullish, then I think you kind of have your answer there. But news is really just there for you to interpret how you think it, how strong it is. So if it has some strong news, you'll usually know that people are respecting and listening to that news when it's performing well or performing poorly. If it had news this morning and the stock's not really doing a whole lot, then that usually means that it's not grabbing too many people's attention. So, what does it say? NIO? NIO, what's the price on NIO? Yeah, so NIO is moving higher. You could watch NIO. NIO is right up towards resistance. Again, it had a gap up. NIO is a super fakey stock. So for me, really, NIO is only on watch until and for basically if it can break over 825, 830, 840, 850, NIO could perform very well. If it doesn't break over that, I'm really not concerned with it. So really, I'm just watching NIO for a breakout, probably over the 830s or something like that. That's what I would watch. It might be a little soon for it to break out today. I wouldn't be surprised to see NIO actually pull back off this gap up and still continue consolidating. As you can see, NIO does have higher lows leading up into that 820 price. Now, what I was going to say, you guys can also see in the title here, we have large cap stocks on watch. So when I say large cap, I'm not going to go over them all, but what I mean by that is if you look at all the large cap stocks, they've all gapped up. They've all started to have good days. Look at NVIDIA, look at Apple, look at MU, right? AMD. They're all gapping up this morning. So it would probably be a wise decision to keep a lot of your bigger name stocks on watch for the day, as they're all performing strong since the market gapped up. ATOS probably not in play. I guess I just started shooting up. Yeah, that could be in play. Excuse me. That could be in play. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Yeah, I would keep ATOS on watch. It has a nice little gap up here. That doesn't look too bad. That is actually something you might want to keep an eye on. They got FDA approval, blah, 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 some FDA approval BS. So, yeah, they have some good news. It's a slight gap up. It's not massive. This actually looks really good. If this can stay here, as long as this doesn't just shoot up and it stays where it's at, ATOS looks good. TSRO is a buyout. That's nothing. Nothing's going to happen there. You don't even want to focus on TSRO. How do you know which stocks to go with? See, that's another. So that's another issue that new traders run into. How do I know which stock to play with so many gapping up, or how do you know which stock to play this or that? So the problem is not what stock to play. The problem you're facing is your inner self telling you which stock is going to be the best stock to trade that's going to give me the most money to be made on the day. That is the problem most new traders face, is what's going to be the best. And if you're so worried about always finding and worrying about the best, then you just always miss, right? So it's not about saying, oh, this one out of all is going to be the absolute best, because you never know for sure if it's going to be the absolute best, or you have an idea of which ones look good, and then you create a plan, and if they start meeting the requirements of your plan or kind of that, guideline you mapped out, then you trade them, and whatever happens from there, right? So if you find yourself always trying to say, well, which one's going to be the best, or how do I know that, then you're just going to sit there struggling even longer. But yeah, so yeah, it comes down to knowing sometimes, like this gap, it looks good. Why does it look good? Because it didn't gap up too much. The stock isn't running. It's not overextended. It's just a small gap up with some good news. That's not bad. But when you see a stock that's just flying up and it's up like, 200, 300% pre-market, that's not good. That's a short. That's a perfect short play. Or it is good for a short, right? So that's another thing. Just don't worry about always trying to find the best stock. Just keep a few on watch. And if some start to meet those requirements that you're looking for, that's probably the one you want to trade. I use trade ideas to scan for stocks. The link is in the description. You can check out their service. Yeah, you can use Finviz. But yeah, when I'm live trading, I don't use Finviz. I have trade ideas as a scanner. Migo or Mr. Lopez. So you have NBEV. You bought some last week, 420s. Should I sell at high for profits? I don't know. Should you? That's not a question for me. That's a question for you, right? Have you made the money you wanted to make? Is the level you're looking at a good sell point, right? Do you see that it could continue higher? What value do you see, right? That's what you got to ask yourself, right? Is the risk worth the reward? So yeah, I would say it's always good to sell and make your money, right? But then what if I tell you to sell and it goes higher? Go, oh, I should have sold that. Yeah, sure. So take what you know and what you've learned, create a plan around when you should sell, and then you stick to that plan. Trade Ideas is not free. You're absolutely right. How do you avoid pattern day trading rule? You don't avoid pattern day trading rule. You abide by pattern day trading rule. That's pretty straightforward. Or you have enough money in your account to the point where the rule doesn't affect you. It's kind of. Yeah. No, Aaron, I don't think glasses will change too much for the value you see. Yes, Bill, that's a good thing. When stocks gap up, you should look for gaps, or not, sorry. When stocks gap up, you should look for dips. Down, don't buy highs. There's a couple scenarios where you're able to buy the high and it works well, but a lot of times you'll see stocks that gap up, pull back first. But for me, definitely like AT or NBEV. And to the gentleman in here, maybe it was a lady, I apologize. But if you, for the gentleman that said maybe look at ATOS, ATOS is not bad as long as it can stay kind of channeling where it's at. The yearly chart, let's do 180 day. Got there, 172. Yeah, 172. I mean, yeah, I could see ATOS. If ATOS does like go green on the day, start running up out of the gates, I think you could see it push up towards $2, maybe a little higher than 2. That's possible. Nope, I did not. I haven't had a meeting with him yet. What do I think about Target? TGT gapping up. I would watch Target long bias. Oh, here's a good one. OGEN. Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people want to. So yeah, this is something I forgot to mention today. OGEN. So it's kind of consolidating pre-market. This might have another run up on the day, or sorry, run up today. It looks pretty good so far. It's not bad. It is at resistance of 170, which I've had marked off for some time. So just know that OGEN is at resistance. It's not super strong resistance, but it's possible other traders are going to keep it down from here. If not, we'll probably see OGEN up towards prices of $2, 190. So I won't speak too much on behalf of TradeNet, but as far as TradeNet goes, for any of our premium members and really anybody in boiler room trading, at this current moment, we don't recommend TradeNet anymore as a safe route, or basically, I don't see them as safe. And many of you guys know as to why. So currently, no, we don't recommend it anymore. We don't even recommend SureTrader for the reasons like that we've come across with TradeNet. So at this point, there's really no kind of necessary evil broker that we can at this moment recommend that we feel is a bit safe for our premium members and our traders. So at this moment, we don't recommend TradeNet. I do have a meeting coming up today. It was supposed to be Friday, but I do have a meeting coming up today at 11 o'clock with Mayor Barack, owner of TradeNet, where I'll be talking to him a little bit, getting his side of the story a little bit more, and talking to him, discussing him, and kind of from there creating, my game plan going forward. But at this current moment in time, we don't recommend it. Some of our older videos still have links to them that we have to remove, but I do believe some of the page defaults have kind of, so we might have to remove some links somewhere in older videos, but for the most part, we don't suggest them anymore. Nope. So yeah, anyways, having a meeting with him, but I will not be on YouTube spewing around a bunch of information about TradeNet. For anything that I come up with or anything that's discussed about with Mayor in the meeting is just going to strictly be between me and him. I'm not going to come out and make a video. I'm not recording the video. I'm not doing any of that. This is particularly just for my knowledge and for the traders in our room that have used them in the past and things like that. So my experience when I used TradeNet, never really had any problems. So I mean, of course, I had the platform freeze, and then it's like, well, what's that? Why is that gonna happen? But then again, I get platform freeze, so that was really the big thing that happened with me is, a platform freeze, and then that was about it. So, but anyways, with that being said, that's all I got for you guys today. We'll end it there. So thank you guys again for tuning in. Again, today, watch NBEV. Take close watch. Do not forget to watch the stock market today. If you're going to be trading anything large cap, AMD, Micron, Nvidia, Tesla, it doesn't matter. Follow the stock market. We've had that major gap up, so a lot of eyes are on the market right now. That is going to be one of your kind of big key factors, a lot of the stocks you're trading today. Oh, yeah, I read that. So the market's closed Wednesday because of George W. Bush? Isn't that? Yeah, George W. Bush passed away and the market's closed, right? That's what I think I read. Yeah. So, oh, by the way, yeah, if you can smash the like button before you head out the door, because we have 600 some odd people watching right now. So if you all just give a little click, that'd be fantastic. I would really appreciate that. Those clicks are what get me out on YouTube and help more people see the stream. So if you think that what I have to say is valuable, then it means something to the next person that could see it. So cheers. I'll see you guys all. The Elder Bush. Yeah, so I'll see you guys all tomorrow morning for another watch list and some recap video today or something. So I'll see you guys all tomorrow morning. Stay green and do not overtrade.